What's up, guys? Time to show off a new build. This one is going to have a new dial, and with it being a black dial, it shows up any little debris that pops up. So it's been very tough taking pictures of it because every time I get it off there, a little bit of static will come back and then it pops right back on. So new dial. This has the yellow E accents on there, which I thought I had hands that had that kind of like dirty loom in them, and I did at one point, and I must have used them all because I had some white ones that had that yellowish loom in them, and that's what I was originally looking for. But since I did this in a polished 100 case, I thought I'll just use some shiny silver Moldova hands. And then, I don't know what to call the second hand. That came with other hands. And at one point I had trouble with those hands. And I don't remember if I had trouble with the hands and didn't use them, or the second hand wasn't working properly and I only used the regular hands and left the second hand. But either way, this second hand's worked great. It's been running for 6 hours perfectly, so in theory all is well. Then I have this I don't know what to kind of call this buckle or this bezel on here. It is brushed, but I know there's a word for this, and I cannot think of what it is. But it has a bit of a sloped, it's got the hour insert, but that is the radioactive style where you've got your indices here at your 2, 10, and 6 to go with your symbol there. So pretty cool. So I threw that on there, did a matching milled caseback on here. This has one of our charcoal suede leather straps with black stitching on here, and a little Radioactive logo preview buckle. And that's the build. I think it came out pretty awesome. Bezel on this will turn left, it'll turn right. It is just a tension ring bezel. It's on there decently tight, but you can't move it. It doesn't, it's not simple to, I mean, I guess if you bump it, you can turn it. It's not on there crazy tight. This is not one of the manufactured bezels that I normally use, where I can pop on a special tension ring and get them on there like crazy tight where they're not going to move. This is going to move. It only has 1 point of tension in it, so it's not going to just sit there and free spin or anything like that. But it is not that hard to move it. So if you need to move it, if you need to move it back, you can move it back pretty easily. Automatic mechanical, it's got a rotor in the back, so as you're moving, it's moving and keeping the time. But before you put it on, before you set the time, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do it is you back the crown off the threads until you hear and feel it clicking. You'll also notice you are not on that crown tube. Get a little bit of play there. At that point you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you. Turning it back towards you does not wind it, but it is a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. So each time you go that way, you're winding it this way. Nothing, winding, nothing. So 4 or 5 seconds of that mixed with the rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day. And if you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds, you will max out your 31-hour plus power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. When you're happy with your winding, just pull it to the one and only click. You can now set your time. The reason you can't overwind it is because it has a slipping mainspring, and once it has the compression that it needs at full wind, it's just deflecting. So sometimes I skim over that, sometimes I don't mention it, so just in case. But at this point, you can now set your time. Does not have a hacking movement, so that second hand's going to keep going. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown That deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement. So when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure on anything. Alexa, what time is it? 1:12. Push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. You know what? Since we're on here chatting, there's a good chance I have a radioactive. Oh, I don't. The only one I have is like a distressed Cerakoted antique bronze. Check this one. Those are biohazards. So I thought, you know what? If I have one, I'll go ahead and swap it on with everybody here watching. But instead, you're just going to get this very cool milled crown. So don't get to use those too often, but you'll just get one of those instead. So as I referenced before, this is a polished case, so it's very easy for you to fingerprint it. If you scratch this, you just use a Cape Cod cloth. I normally cut out a little square and then just rub it back and forth for about 30 seconds in the area. All that said, you're going to get a few things. You're going to get some complementing beads. You're going to get one of these super dark stained slider boxes with Atlas pillow inside. You are going to get watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal, so everything here in the center. Non-streaky, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as a microfiber, similar to what I've been using. Actually, it's the very exact thing, so very similar. Leather conditioner to keep this strap perfectly soft. You're probably not going to need to worry about that. This is a suede strap from Mr. Tuan Vu. If you would actually need to use it, I would apply it on the back side rather than the suede side and just kind of work it in to make sure it stays pliable. But use a rag or something. Don't use one of your microfibers. If it hardens and then you rub that on your case, you might start putting tiny little scratches in there or something like that. So make sure you use a rag or something along those lines. Don't use the microfiber that's included. And then lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Polywatch, and it's for your domed acrylic glass. You can scratch it. If you do, no big deal. You're going to put a tiny bit of that on it, and you're going to buff it out with your additional microfiber. Basically, you just want to make sure you're filling that scratch. And I usually generate some heat with my thumb, doing like aggressive tiny circles over it. And about 30 seconds of that knocks it out. And then you just clear up the haze that you've created. So that's what you'd do if you would get a scratch in there. Now, if you do that, and when you're done, it's still there, wait a little bit, and then revisit it again. Let that kind of solidify what you've done. And that's the build. This is going to be available tomorrow in the, I say tomorrow, it's later today, right? The 8 p.m. Event on the page. And if it's going to you, congrats. I hope you love it. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. If you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, so I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.